for this review, we have the Transformers Studio 86 Bumblebee. This is 29 in the series, and with this packaging, we still have this kind of cutout hole you can touch style packaging. The box has this nice Transformers the movie on it, which all the Studio 86 have. Same logo on the top. On the side, we get a portrait of his face. On the other side, we get more of a full body shot. The bottom, bunch of legal stuff. Anybody cares to see that? And on the back, your typical Studio 86 look. And we can see both modes. As we get into the figure, it is notable that I do think the coloring on these on this package photography is a little bit different from the actual figure. So that's something to note. Don't know why they did that. I think it was like that in the promo shots too. You could see some that look black, some that look gray, and I think what we got is something in between where it's kind of like this really dark gray look for the dark areas. So let's get him out of the package here. He will come with some legal stuff and instruction booklet. He does come with a diorama, which looks like this is on the inside of Unicron toward the end of the movie when he is saved by Daniel. Then this is the inner packaging and the gun. Make sure you don't throw this away. The gun is in a little baggie on the back. So that's the packaging. Let's get him out and take a look at the figure. Okay, so here we have Bumblebee, and he is a small little guy, as Bumblebee should be. He does come with a blaster that is nicely painted, and you'll notice there is a tab on the side, which I think will go in robot mode, vehicle mode. As I was mentioning earlier, it seems like they've gone through quite a few iterations with what the colors are supposed to be. His face is painted silver, and I've noticed most of the general releases for Studio 86 will have these silver faces, and then Hasbro will eventually do some type of exclusive, like the Target exclusives, that will then have like these gray painted faces. And normally there's blue windows. So some of the promo art showed the faces were gray. They showed the limbs were more of a lighter gray, closer to like the animation colors. Um, so there possibly could be another release later on. Outside of that, he looks really good. Um, they're doing some clever things to take care of the mass. He doesn't have a fake chest, which is cool. They were able to work that out. The feet are kind of big, but it's hard to get around that without. I mean, it's not, it's not magic. They're gonna have to put the mask somewhere. But I think this does look really nice, and I think the backpack is, um, you know, not too big. I think this looks actually pretty good. For articulation, his neck is on a ball joint. You're not going to get much motion because it's very short to the base, and the head flares out quite a bit. So you will get a tiny bit of side and side and up and down, but mostly it's just going to be 360 turn. He does have a ball joint on the shoulders. He's got a 90-degree joint for the elbow. The wrists do twist. He's got disc hinge hips. He's got a 90-degree bend for the knee. The feet are engineered to have kind of a rocker tilt there. There's some back and forth, but this is mostly due to transformation. Um, the tires are plastic. They look rubber, like the way these are painted or whatever type of plastic they used. They have this look like they could be rubber, but they are not. So that's kind of interesting. All right, so let's do some comparisons. This is probably going to be his most direct counterpart. This is the Netflix Bumblebee. He definitely had a more realistic Volkswagen mode, and he's pretty much just, cliff jumper design with kind of reshelling to achieve that look. This version is a tad bit taller, and to achieve the look, technically this chest area is like spun around. So this piece, per G1 should be pointing down, but they've done this to basically hide um, some of the sculpting and transformation to make it work. Plus, this technically part forms. So we've got a Bumblebee that fully transforms now. So we did also get this kind of micro scale Bumblebee. Um, very, very weird release. I guess this would be kind of like Legends class. This is a pretty cool Bumblebee, but one thing that stands out is these wings that he has. In one sense, they're kind of cool, but it's not very G1. But this one definitely does a better job of being small. It does not look like a squished mini Volkswagen in robot mode, vehicle mode, though. So there's that one. And then lastly, we've got our Cybertron Bumblebee. And he is still a tad bit taller, but I would say these guys are going to be kind of um, partners in that, this is your G1 Earth mode, this is your G1 Cybertron mode. Okay, so that's it for the generations comparisons. Here he is with the most recent Masterpiece Bumblebee. And this is what they are trying to emulate at a very smaller price point and a smaller scale. And, Masterpiece is going to do a better job at being closer to an animation look, but I think this does just fine for the Generations line. Um, the Masterpiece does have what you'd expect more for the coloration, like this. The gray is lighter than this gray. This technically is a gray. It may look black, but it is a very dark gray. And then the face is painted white. Over here, the face is painted silver, but this seems to be a thing with the Studio series. Like, except for Hot Rod. Hot Rod is the one exception. I don't know why. But all the other ones, um if the character's got a gray face, it's gonna be silver on the figure. And then we've got the original Masterpiece Bumblebee, and this guy is kind of closer in style, you know. Um, there's a similar transformation too, so definitely feel like they use this as a model for making this guy. Kind of like a bridge between these three. You know, aesthetic versus simplicity. Here's your Bumblebee. And then lastly, just to show him with Optimus, that is the size that you're looking at. So yeah, he could be a little bit smaller. Um, maybe this Bumblebee is more closer to what we would think he should scale with Optimus, but I'm okay with the scale for this Bumblebee. So there you have the robot mode. Let's get him into vehicle mode and take a look at that. Okay, so here he is in vehicle mode, and he achieves the chibi Volkswagen look pretty well. Um, he does have the ability to store his gun in the back, so kind of like where that uh, spare wheel would go. You can stick his gun there. Um, he does look a little panely in this mode, but knowing that they probably designed this so that they could reshell and make it cliff jumper, reshell and make it hubcap. I kind of understand what they're trying to do with it. Um, it is cool that they've got the gimmick where this Autobot symbol kind of appears once you transform them. I think that's kind of cool. And then to compare him with the Netflix Bumblebee, this guy's definitely got more of a realistic look, where this one has more of a cartoon toy look. Um, the color is weird. Why they came up with this kind of orange color, I don't know, but it very much matches the Masterpiece version too. So somewhere along the way, they were told to use this color. Also, the back is parts forming. He basically has to hold the back on with his two hands. So there's that too. I do see, being a collector wanting to have both, but if you're into the, I want it to look like the cartoon aspect, or I want it to look more like the original toy aspect, you're gonna want this one. Um, it's fairly easy to transform, although there were a few things that were kind of like, how does this work? I ended up having to, look at the instructions. I try to figure it out without the instructions, for the puzzle aspect of it. But um, the way that the head folds in, when you have it in your hand, it's not obvious that it's a separate piece from this armature that connects the whole thing together. So that was one thing that was a little difficult to figure out. Everything else, though, it's pretty intuitive. Very easy to transform. So that is Studio 86 Bumblebee. Definitely recommend getting him. He is available now as at the time as this video is being recorded. So if you want him, now's your time to get him. So let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.